Next Fest 2024 is here. A celebration of upcoming games. They released a ton of demos. Scroll on down here, and obviously, I searched the tag zombies and got a list of titles. Some of them look great, some of them look not great. But I'm just gonna try and plow through all of the zombie demos that I can and see if anything looks good. So here we go. Apocalypse Zombie City. A third-person shooter set in a zombie-infested city that, if left unresolved, will lead to the apocalyptic end of humanity. That's how I walk. I walk like I got a week's worth of turds about to just pop out. It even sounds like he's got turds leaking out. They walk like penguins. Oh, do I gotta manually reload? Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know I had a shotgun. Quick, squat faster. When you jump, he slows down for a bit because a little bit of it, like, slipped out of his butt. What? Oh my god, am I stuck up here? After all this, I'm gonna have to say that this game will not be on my wish list. Atoners, the last epoch. Saving the world can also lead to wealth. Braves eliminate all demons, and their dungeons will definitely sell for a good price. Then, replace them with more expensive shining armor and move towards the next dungeon. So the game starts you off with picking between two prisoners, one strong and one thin. They each have different strengths and weaknesses. I'm not sure how much that plays into things later on, and I don't know if you can switch between the two on the fly or if one dies. So you're basically a prisoner who is trying to earn their freedom by doing missions and whatnot for the kingdom. And those missions involve killing different creatures and reducing the amount of evil in the world. It's basically medieval Suicide Squad. After just an absolute info dump, the game finally lets you go on your way, and you find out it's basically a twin-stick shooter minus the shooting. They give you a giant sword, which you swing in a way that really seems like your shoulders should be dislocated. That's pretty much the gist of it from what I saw. You travel around the woods, taking on any sort of monster you can. Eventually, the enemies start to become much greater in number and begin shooting at you. It's easy enough to dodge it because there's red laser guides for where the arrows are going to hit. But when enough lasers pop up on the screen, it becomes a little harder than you think. Eventually, you save the life of the guy whose job it was to kill you before the kingdom struck this deal, and he is not happy that he is not currently killing you. You gain access to this pub, which I think kind of serves as a hub world where you can pick where you go next or take care of a plot of land that's been given to you. Honestly, this is kind of where the demo fell apart for me, and I do blame myself for probably not paying as much attention as I should have been. But in my defense, look at this menu. It's kind of really confusing to tell what's going on. I honestly just wanted to get back to the fighting and seeing if I could eventually find some real zombies. All in all, it wasn't bad, but it barely had anything to do with zombies, despite having the tag. I guess maybe they count the little skeleton enemies as zombies, or zombies show up later in it. But between it not grabbing me like other games on this list have, and the absence of zombies, I'm gonna have to not add it to my wish list. But I will be keeping my eye on it to see how the development goes, because it wasn't the worst thing I played on this list by far. Be My Horde. Create your horde. Play as Moriana, a powerful necromancer, and raise massive armies of the dead. Slay your enemies, resurrect them, and use them to conquer the fantasy world. With Souls of the Fallen, you can upgrade your phylactery and return stronger after each demise. Death is just the beginning. It plays like a simple Vampire Survivors, where you play as a big necro mommy walking around trying to resurrect as many soldiers as you can so that you can continue to kill soldiers, to resurrect more soldiers, to kill more soldiers. All in all, it wasn't bad. A little simplistic. I'd play it a lot if it was a phone game, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes. I think I'll add it to my wish list. Top-down roguelike shooter game. In an infected city with endless deads, faced with the constantly coming deads, choose different tactics and find the way out through overwhelming firepower. This is a damn good game. It was probably one of the most fun I had out of all of them. It's pretty addictive. It needs a lot of cleaning up, and I'd like to see how they get around some of the rights issues with some of the names and scenarios they came up with. Raccoon City? What? There's no way they get away with that. The liquor? There's no way. This is definitely one that I was left wanting more when the demo ended. Wishlisted. Beyond Hanwell. Step into Hanwell and discover a world beyond it. Set in the deeper parts of London, explore Westminster and uncover the truth about the enigmatic stranger known as the Director. Fight with whatever you can find, or use the environment to take out anomalies. This one surprised me. I did not expect it to be anywhere near this level of quality or spookiness, I guess. It had a really, really good atmosphere that kind of was like a Resident Evil 7 meets Silent Hill. This game definitely kept me on my toes, and I wish that I was recording when I was playing it because this got me so bad. I will be watching this one very closely, and I'm excited to try it when it comes out. It's on the wish list. Bubblegum Zombie Hunter. Twin-stick arcade shooter Halloween fun. Fast-paced, 8-directional shooting for a retro experience, complete with Halloween vibes and fun challenges. Blast your way through 10 levels playing as Kaylee Bubble. Utilize power-ups and your reflexes to overcome the zombie hordes. I thought this one was great. It's a twin-stick shooter with old-school graphics and sort of a lollipop chainsaw vibe. There's a ton of minigames and collectibles, and I could see myself playing this a lot when it comes out. I did have an awkward run-in when my son walked in and had a question about their physics, but he knows better than to come in here when I'm recording things, so that one's on him. Wishlisted. Dead Alone. Dead Alone is an intense first-person survival shooter set in a dangerous apocalypse cityscape. In this desolate landscape, your precision in shooting and meticulous resource management will be the key to survival. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even remember playing this one until I went back and saw this footage. It is just that unmemorable, and it uses those same zombies that I've seen game after game after game at this point, and I'm kind of getting tired of the aesthetic. So this one's gonna stay off my wish list. Dread Dawn. This is an open-world zombie survival game set in a quarantine city. You play as a student left behind due to missing the evacuation convoy. Together with classmates and other survivors, you must defend the school, survive, and await rescue. Judging by the video and the screenshots that I've seen on the store page, this does look really cool, and I was looking forward to playing it. Unfortunately, every time I tried firing it up, it crashed immediately, so it's gonna have to stay off my wish list until I can figure out what it's actually playing like. Isolation 1. Exciting action and puzzle elements and an interesting plot which takes place on the huge spaceship transporter P-18. In this game, players will encounter an incredible mixture of science fiction and horror. Immerse yourself in a dark world where you need to survive at any cost. It had some creepy moments, an annoying puzzle, but not enough to turn me off on it altogether. I think I'll add this one to the wish list and see where we go with it. Kingdom the Blood is an action game based on a popular TV series. Fight through intense battles and reach your goal in zombie-infested Joseon. See the beauty of Korea as you overcome challenges and work together with your friends to defeat overwhelming bosses with diverse attack patterns. I mentioned another game on this list would have been probably better suited to play as a mobile game, but I think this one legitimately is a mobile game. When I tried to boot it up, it came up in a tiny horizontal window and prompted me to sign in with my credentials on Google or Apple. and then tried to get me to agree to a bunch of terms and services before I could even try the game. Didn't actually get to play it, so I'm not going to add it to my wish list. Maybe I'll see if there is a mobile version. The only way to play the Last Whisper game is to survive. The more you explore the open world, the more you will need to acquire better gear, as everything in the game wants you dead. I don't know what it is about this game, but it just didn't click with me. I don't know if it was just the way things looked, or the way it felt when I played it. I could see what they're going for, and I could see how it could be something, but currently it just wasn't doing it for me. For some reason though, the person who made this game does put in the story page and on the splash page when you fire up the game that they are working on this game alone with their girlfriend who is an artist. And I don't know, hearing that made me want to just not give up on this immediately and come back and check on it later because I'm rooting for them. I don't want to believe that they can make it. I'm going to add it to my wish list for now so it doesn't get lost in the sea of games, and then we'll check in on it in a few months. It's a cozy yet challenging puzzle game about a mushroom that devours zombies. You'll expand, grow, and consume your way through the forest using your wit and reason. I mean, it is what it says on the tin. You play as the mushroom tribe? The mycelium. Okay. You play as the mycelium, and you jump from square to square, grow your spores, and decompose the zombies. I didn't hate this game, but I really had no idea what I was doing. I couldn't really find a tutorial, so I was just kind of trying to figure it out, and I am dumb. So I'm going to go ahead and not wishlist this one for now, but I might come back to it later when I feel a little smarter. Like a dead man reanimated by dark sorcery, the Necromancer Simulator is back. Give the undead the ability to fly over mountains and swim across rivers, explore a fully generated world at night, and fend off enemy hordes during the day. Start a new, life. So this is going to sound really dumb, but even though the game is called Necrosmith 2, I didn't realize that this was a sequel until just now when I read this for the video. So I might actually check out the first one before this one drops. I had a good time with this one. It kind of plays like Civilization meets Necromancy. You get to kind of build your own soldiers from whatever body parts you find and send them out into the world to explore and then give them different tasks that they'll carry out. Some can go looking for trouble, some can stay behind to defend the base, and the other ones can just collect treasure. Plus, you can make some really weird things in here. I'm definitely going to be adding this one to my wish list. Round-based 1 to 4 player co-op zombie FPS, where you survive endless rounds of zombies that get tougher every round. Unlock and upgrade gear between missions in the player hub. So, full disclosure, even though I love zombie games, I've never really actually played too much of the Call of Duty zombies. More so because I'm not really a Call of Duty person, and I didn't want to buy the game just for the zombie mode. At least I didn't used to. Now I'm a little more tempted to. But back in the day when it was at its most popular, I couldn't afford to just get a new game whenever I wanted, so I was much more picky with my purchases. That being said, I'm pretty sure the little bit that I did play of Call of Duty Zombies is exactly like this game is, so I'm going to go ahead and call this game Call of Duty Zombies Lite. I didn't mind it, and I wouldn't mind playing more. The kind of endless games usually don't check a lot of boxes for me because, you know, I want some closure. I want things to end. I don't want to just keep fighting and fighting and fighting until I die. But I could see the appeal in this, and it wasn't bad. I had a good time with the little bit of time that I had with it, so I'll definitely be adding it to my wish list. And then somebody let me know, is this what Call of Duty Zombies is like? And which one should I try if I haven't tried one before? Chords strike harder than swords in this 4-player co-op adventure. Instead of warriors, elves, and wizards, you'll be slaying zombies with guitars, drumsticks, and piano keys. Travel from LA to Hell in 28 levels. I think I'd like to play the Hell level. I had a decent enough time with this demo. It wasn't bad, but it also felt like there was no urgency. Like I could just kind of walk around and not die and still manage to kill everything, or just walk past everybody and get to the end of the level. I think I'd like it a little bit more if there was more of the music aspect of it. Maybe building up a combo when I tack to the beat or something. I think there's a lot of potential here, but as of right now, it didn't really stick out much from a lot of the other top-down shooters I played during this excursion. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this off my wish list. Shred zombies in slow-mo while drifting with your good old tractor. Harvest crops, slaughter zombies, overcome epic boss fights, and upgrade your vehicle. Rinse and repeat. You know, for the longest time I couldn't understand why people played the farm simulator games, but I think I get it now. There's not much to this game, but it is strangely addictive. Hopefully they managed to fix up the controller controls before this game comes out, because I didn't really think it was that comfortable playing with the keyboard. But I'll definitely be picking this one up. Survival Nation Lost Horizon is an open-world, top-down zombie survival game. Keep yourself and other survivors alive in the world gone to the zombies. Upgrade your gear and skills, and keep civilization going in a world where humans are the top pick on the menu. I didn't care for it. It's another one of those games that doesn't really do too much to stick out in the grand scheme of things, especially when you're marathoning 30 other zombie demos at the same time. But this one was really annoying, and then it made me do a lot. And I mean a lot. Before I even got to see my first zombie. And by that point, I didn't even care anymore. I was tired. Maybe I didn't give this game the fair chance it deserves, but it didn't get me what I wanted. And I demand instant gratification. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one off of my wish list. I'll check back in on it after it comes out, see if it's grown on me at all. Dive headfirst into the chaos of a ravaged world, where survival means mastering the art of combat and outsmarting your foes. In this hardcore arcade action game, Tactical Bandits, the remnants of civilization teeter on the brink, and it's up to you to chart a path through the desolation. I didn't care for this one either. It was just, I don't know, I realize that's not much of a review, but it's like I can't really put my finger on what it was about it that I didn't like. It just wasn't working for me, and this is my channel, so I can say whatever I want, so, meh. Taora is an open-world survival game with unique character building and crafting. Build and upgrade your base and survive the zombie apocalypse. This game was boring. Another one that took way too much setup time before I actually saw any zombies, to the point where I actually just gave up on what the game wanted me to do and went out of my way because I just wanted to see what they looked like and what it was like to fight them. I mean, if the game has a lot of these elements in it, that's fine, and I appreciate doing more than just killing zombies in a zombie game, I promise you this. But for the demo, I just want to jump in, get a quick slice of what things are like, and see if I want more. I don't want to build a whole entire base before I even get to fire off a shot. Was surprised to see the crucified zombie. All in all, I can see what they're doing here, but as of right now, I'm going to have to pass on this one. Build your deck and try to survive in The Dead Await, a deck-building RPG set during a zombie apocalypse. As one of many survivors, set out across the desolate world, discover the truth about the outbreak, and rebuild human civilization, or die trying. I thought this one was pretty neat. I do love a good deck-building game, and this had a lot of aspects of certain other games that I like. I'm going to add it to my wish list, but honestly, I probably won't get around to playing it until I eventually get a Steam Deck, because this just seems like something I want to kick back on the couch while watching some TV. But yeah, it's wishlisted. Conquer an industrial wasteland to save your sinking home, battle adversaries, make choices, and become the hero against global warming. A first ever third-person RPG on global warming. So I went into this game completely blind. And you know what, actually, I'm going to preface this by saying this is not a good game. This was a terrible game. That being said, I'm still going to add it to my wish list, and I'm going to tell you why. I went into this game completely blind, had no idea what was happening, got the gist of it, the story that they did in the introduction. Okay, so this is like a medieval sort of game. I'm headed back to my village. I got to punch an alligator to death. Then I got to punch a lion to death. And then I get back to my, again, what I thought medieval ancient village. And I am immediately bombarded by modern SWAT team members, all with semi-automatic rifles. Needless to say, I did not live long. This is a horrible mess of an asset flip gumbo. But I kind of really want to see where it goes because I could not stop laughing at what I did see. So, I guess you could say this one's on my list ironically, but you have to admit, it could probably make for some pretty interesting gameplay videos. Complete missions to save a world devastated by zombies, utilizing arm units and special abilities. Throw Anything Radiation Zombies is a third-person shooter, 3D action roguelike game set in a world overrun by zombies, where you survive by throwing objects around. If that sounds bad, it is. I did not have fun with this one. And like, yeah, the concept's a little wonky, but I've played games with weirder concepts that somehow manage to make things work. And the idea of throwing things as your main weapon, especially against zombies, didn't sound like the most fun, but I've even seen that made to work before. This is not that. I don't even know where to begin. So the story was kind of all over the place. The robots were constantly contradicting themselves. You just keep going down what's essentially the same path over and over and over again, killing the same zombies over and over and over again. And it's just not fun. And when you die, you gotta basically start way back. I mean, if this looks fun, by all means, try it. You know, that's what demos are for. It didn't do it for me, and I cannot see myself playing this longer than I had to for this video. Exciting, high-speed defensive battle that can be enjoyed with just 2 buttons. In Tokyo by moonlight, Hibana cannot run, nowhere to hide. Slash and blast zombies from the left and right. Power up your character and challenge the high score. And time attack. I didn't like this game. You can't move, you can't really do anything. I was button mashing and I managed to not die for a long time, and I just didn't think it was fun. Vector Zone is a gripping survival game where the weight of leadership rests on your shoulders. Set in a post-apocalyptic world teeming with dangers, your task is to manage a camp of diverse NPC survivors and lead them to safety while constructing vital structures for their survival. This game gave me such a bad headache. It played like a slideshow. This is literally unedited footage right here. It took forever. I mean, look at this. It's unplayable in this state. And I don't have the worst computer in the world, so this should just not be looking like this. I did manage to play enough to get the first objective completed, and then I tapped out. There's no, I mean, look at this. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna play this any longer. In the gripping world of Vorax, survival takes on a new terrifying dimension. As you step into this open world survival horror game, brace yourself for a journey where every moment is a battle for survival. Every choice, every move, every breath could be your last. Are you ready to face the unknown? This had a cool premise to it, and I thought the intro was pretty great. It kind of plays, I think, like 7 Days to Die. Full disclosure though, I had no idea what I was doing. I could not figure out the most simple aspect of this. And I played these demos alphabetically, so by the time I got to V, I was exhausted. So I'm gonna leave this on my wish list for now, just because I need to give it a better shot with a more clear mind. God, I don't know why I did this. Welcome to ParadiZe. ParadiZe isn't exactly what you hoped for. It's infested with zombies. Thankfully, you can control them, capture them, and teach them to farm or fight. They will help you defend our camp while you explore the world looking for a new paradise. This was an interesting premise. It's kind of like the movie Fido taken to an extreme. I mean, just starting off, I had so many questions. Like, I wanted to know more about the control collar. I wanted to know what happened to the civilization that's supposed to be paradise. How come it was overrun by them? I mean, the demo did what it was supposed to do. It left me wanting more. I want to know more about this world and the technology in it and what went wrong. I had a great time with it. Adding it to my wish list. A 2D side-scrolling action game with an emphasis on pre-rendered graphics. Its atmosphere is similar to that of the Castlevania and Contra of the 90s. It features a multi-plane system that allows players to move in depth, a story of bonding and conflict between AI and humans. I don't actually know where the zombies came into this one. I'm not quite sure why it was on the list, although I guess the main enemies kind of look a little bit like zombies. Wasn't really a fan of this one. Don't really think it fit the assignment all that well. And for some reason, the jump between planes button is different than the jump button, which I felt like would have made things a lot easier. I'm gonna pass on this one. Z Zombies Battle Royale, a challenging battle royale that will test you and make you decide quickly and wisely. Shoot those pesky zombies and the other players in the arena as quickly and tactically as possible. I don't know what they were talking about. I couldn't do anything in this game quickly or tactically. It's a battle royale, 100 people in the match, give or take. I had no idea what was going on. It played a lot like those Hole.io, Slither.io, you know, just chaos and no direction, and yeah, needless to say, I wasn't a fan. Classic survival horror reimagined with a retro look and modern feel, set in a top-secret underground research facility in Antarctica. PS1-esque Resident Evil-style version of The Thing, which is one of my favorite movies. It had a lot going for it. Plus, like, look at this. Eat your heart out, Leon Kennedy. I did get lost towards the end of the demo, but I also stopped really caring about the demo at the end of the demo because it had sold me on it already. I had seen enough to know that I wanted more, and I wasn't going to waste any more time because I know I'm going to have to retread this all soon. Definitely on my wish list. Zombie Battlefield Survivors is a top-down view roguelike action shooter game. Fight against hordes, zombies, constantly upgrading attributes and collecting credits to enhance your character's abilities. Super budget title. It was fun. It did randomly just freeze on me halfway through, so I tried to give it time to see if it would break out of it. It did not. All in all, it's not the worst game I played, but with so many other better versions of games just like this coming out, it's not worth it. I'm passing. Battle for survival against zombie hordes. This FPS puts you at the front line of the battle to repel the hordes and save the human race. Lead the fight by destroying the infected. I played a lot, and I mean a lot of stinkers during this gauntlet. But this one was hands down one of the worst. I mean, look at it. Would you buy this game? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, that's my video. It took so long to make that my room is now clean behind me. Originally, I wanted to get this out during the week of Next Fest, which was early February. Instead, I'm settling to get it out at least in February still. And I know that today is only still February because it's a leap year. So technically, any other time, this would be March. But I still hit my goal as far as I'm concerned. Let me know if you like the video, if you want to see more videos like this, less videos like this. It's the first time I've really done something like this style, so I'll take any sort of advice that you might have. Do you want to see one of the games get a longer solo video? Do you want me to buy one of these games and actually do a playthrough of it? I know that going through all of them when I was doing the voiceover stage, at least one of them I completely forgot to do anything about, so I'm going to give that one a solo video, and if I find any other ones, or if there's any like good moments that I didn't get to showcase in these quick snippets that I used here. But yeah, please let me know what you think, and I hope to see you soon.